What's going on, fellow humans and resellers? It's I, James. ReadoptionAgency.com. When it's working, I don't think it's still working. I've been messing with it, but trying different things. I don't know why eBay's not allowing a URL to send. I'm guessing it's eBay since all the problems are with eBay. But anyway, 22 years selling on eBay full time. And it is Wednesday morning. Boom, 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 boom. Well, yesterday, eBay airs all day. Well, I can't say all day because I wasn't on all day. But anytime I tried to take an offer, it aired out. Said this request could not be done at this time or something. Try again. It always worked on the second time, but getting that every time is kind of more consistent than before. So, again, another shutdown overnight. Let's see, you can just say between 10 a.m. and now, it's 8 o'clock. So in 10 hours, 2 items sold and 2 older items paid. But on a positive note, I got one of my repeat customers coming in, and he's just one of my hat buyers who's just sent me 11 offers so far on hats. So I'll let him finish going through the store and get him hooked up. So at least I have a huge hat order today. Not this video, but you know what I mean, today. So on a positive note, let's see what yesterday wound up at. So yesterday, $620. So had a nice little rebound yesterday from the day before of $348. I think I had beat that by noon. So that's how bad the day before was. Now my whole sidebar is missing completely all the time. Before it would come and go. Now it's completely gone. Like I can't see what I've sold. When you go down and click the sold and you can see sold items, it's no longer there, along with all my store categories. All gone. Apparently, somebody let somebody know on the eBay boards, and they were going to give it to a couple of people, but so I haven't heard nothing yet. Let me go in and see if they put it in the known issues. Let's see here. If the newest ones are on top, it is not in here. So I don't know if that's a change they're making. If so, you won't be, at least that's the only way I know to see sold items from other people or even yourself not going into Seller Hub. So I'll have to see if there's a way around that, because I love looking at what's sold, especially at the beginning or the end of the day when I didn't ship or pull from the day before. I kind of want to keep caught up, or from the weekend, I want to see what's sold. So if I can't see that, then that's a problem. Well, that is a problem. But there are so many other glitches going on. Been going on for a while now, where some people's prices are changing on their own or via eBay somehow, some way. Tracking information not working properly, not being updated. Not to throw on top of that, USPS is I'm starting to see a lull in my packages with USPS. I've had more emails than ever the last couple of days saying, hey, I've dropped this off, and it's not even showing, it's showing you haven't even dropped it off yet. So I'm not even getting the first initial scan yet on some, but I have noticed that on one of them, it did not give a scan until it was delivered, which has happened before in media, but it's never happened in ground, because it usually goes through processing centers. Well, apparently it's happening on ground now too, for some reason. So an item went from not being dropped off to being delivered. So USPS and eBay have a common denominator going on. They're raising prices and giving us crappier service. I guess that's the way of the future. I guess if you think about it, all generations wind up like that, right? You always take away from the future generations and they won't notice it. But hey, the generation that does notice it, well, they'll be dead soon, so it doesn't matter. That's the way the system works. The people coming on board now will just think it's the norm. Just why a lot of, newer people think they've got great sales because that's what they're used to because they didn't see it 2 years ago. So, or 15 years ago, or whatever the case may be. Even after after they added promoted, sales have dropped. So, because of all these glitches. But, still gotta get to the eye doctor. Get them glasses fixed. But, I mean, again, we're back to a lot of people complaining about a lot of different things. Here's that left navigation bar missing on another one somebody started. So I don't think I've seen this one. Just made a similar post. We asked eBay on this site. So one person's going in and finding these and directing them to an actual site or an actual thread that where they contacted somebody on eBay and he was going to check it out. So got zeros results for several items searching. What the hell is going on? I hope this gets fixed. It's a big problem. Great motto. If it ain't broke, give us a minute. No doubt. No doubt. It is kind of sad how much stuff they've destroyed. The non-helpful dude who's always in there trying to help people. What does that dude do for... I'm sure if you've been on these threads, you know who I'm talking about. Who's always in there telling people to do this and do that. And my comment to him is, can you let the other millions of people on Earth know how to navigate eBay for us so we don't lose sales? Does this dude even sell anything or does he just buy? I guess he just buys. I'm sure he probably helps some of the people. But he don't help the major problems. He just aggravates me. But for some, that would be a win. Because it's hard to aggravate me these days. Actually, I haven't really looked at his stuff in a while, so I kind of just ignore him now. I did confirm that there is an issue impacting store-branded search and is being worked on now. Impacting store-branded search. Not sure what that exactly entails, but it's a known problem. They just didn't put it on the problem board. And my offers are still coming in. So hopefully you'll spend a couple hundred with me today. But anyway, we all know what's going on. But hey, I was surprised to make it over $600 yesterday. So we're at $815. I'm at $46 right now. Let me look at traffic yesterday and see how the split went. 29 items sold, 10 organic, 19 promoted. So my organic is down 28%. Let me check on this month. See where my sales are. Because we're 19 days in full this month. So we're at about $11,000, down 1.1%, but that's including today on the opposite side, so technically we'll be up by the end of the day. Net sales, $5,390, down at 9.1%. So again, we'll be up probably, I would say 5 to 6% by the end of the day on that side, and only down about 4 to 5% on this side, I would think. So we'll see. Selling cost at 45%, a little higher than I want, but I am still running the offsite ads. So that is what's taking it from like the 40 to the 45. So it seems like if you do offsite ads at $10 a day, it gives you about a 5% increase in selling costs. Is kind of the commonplace thing I've seen. Let me look and see how many sales I've gotten from that. It's been running since the end of February. Probably been about a month now. Let's see. February 24th is when I started this particular campaign. Let me make sure. Then why is it going over 30 days then? Weird. So this latest campaign running since somewhere near the end of February. 78 items sold. This is off-site promoted. Total sales, $1,268. Total ad fees, $343. Return on ad spend, 3.7. Sale conversion rate, 2.34. So it's crazy how my sales conversion rates are over 2 and such. And I'm promoted, I think it's like 8. But yet in my store, it's like 1.6 as a whole. So if everything's being promoted, but my promoted's running, let me go look to get an exact number. So promoted, my promoted is 3.04 conversion rate. And then what was the other, about a 3.2? I don't remember. 2 something. But then my store as a whole, not promoted, is like a 1.6. So wouldn't that kind of tell you some items are being suppressed if every item is promoted also? Or would it... I don't know. I have to think about that, how that works exactly. But anyway, total on all of the off-site promotions I've ever ran. Let's see what it is all together. So all together, $1,300 spent, almost $4,300 made at a 2.33 conversion rate. So that's okay. That's more in line, I guess. So I'm sure there's variables in there I'm not thinking of, so we won't worry about that. So, well, you know, basically my store is usually at about a 2% sell-through rate. So overall as a whole, so I'll just leave it there. I know what I got because that's the way I built it. What I would be doing right now is if it, say it was 10 years ago, I would be going out, let's see, so it'd be 2014, yeah. I'd be going out finding high dollar items. I'd be finding retail arbitrage, bulk items like that, new bulk items that I could flip quick and get my numbers up, plus have a lot more consistent sales. So that's kind of what I'm doing different now compared to then, because I got so much stuff in storage. And when we do go, Jan likes going to the bins, so I just get a lot more low sell-through rate stuff, unless I get lucky and find some higher dollars or quicker sell-through rate stuff. So the difference between 2024 and 2014 is I'm not going out actively looking for those new toys or the, you know, high dollar items specifically, or those, you know, decent sell-through rate stuff that would sell quick. So I'm just kind of laying on what's paid for, so, which means more money in my pocket at the end of the day anyway. So it doesn't matter about your sell-through rate. What matters is how much money is going in your pocket at the end of the day. If you compared money that's going into my pocket per day to somebody who's working their ass off looking for high sell-through rate stuff every day, There's a lot of variables there. So either way is probably a win-win. But to put one down over the other, it's just the way, you know, so many people. I think I had a message, or somebody said on there yesterday, I don't even know what they said, maybe I'll see it, or low dollar crap or something on my YouTube channel or something like that. I'm like, yep, that's all you see, go away. Nothing to see here for you, you go away now. I didn't respond, but that's what I was thinking in my head, just laughing. Go away, nothing for you to see here. Gotta love people who put you down, but yet they watch everything you do. Those are called stalkers. I've had a lot of stalkers in my life, so I know how they operate. The hair was good for one thing in the 80s and 90s. Not just getting laid, but getting a lot of stalkers. So I know how they work. You're wrong, James. I'm at $71 now. So that's good. Questions and comments? Boop, boop, be-doop. So, Vern, I've done this since last night. I had to yell because what I've been doing is testing them with the leash. So I got the leash on him, but it's hanging beside him and I'm kind of walking next to him. I got it hanging over his back so I can grab it quick if need be. And I didn't see the neighbor cat. I came over to visit Courtney and I'm like, oh. As soon as I saw it, he saw it too, took off. I missed him. The cat got away. And he ran straight to this wire fence. It gave, so it wasn't a hard hit, thankfully, since his problems, brain problems now. But, so I grabbed it, but I yelled, Vern! And ever since then, I keep messing up and saying Vern instead of Pee-wee. So, but anyway, Pee-wee update on the vet. So there's nothing in his blood work and stuff that they see that concerns them about anything. So they're, you know, it's basically epilepsy. So he changed the meds and upped the dose. So hopefully we'll be able to keep the seizures under bay. I noticed the spot on his leg he keeps messing with. So there's a skin infection there. So we got pills for that. And he's got an infection in his ear, so we got pills for that, and drops. Or just drops for that. And then we've got some, the Miracle anti-itch Abaquil for the dogs. Because he's always scratching, especially those pods hanging under his front joints. And those are from laying on a hard floor. So thankfully we got a lot of carpet here. Even though he chooses to prefer the concrete. He's in the stock room right now. But at least when he's upstairs, he's half the time on padded. So hopefully that'll take away and it won't be so impactful when he goes down. And those will, nothing to be concerned about apparently. So I guess that's good. So then we're going to be scheduling his neutering. And then they gave him some vet prescription diet. So, and the food is probably about, it looks like it's only like $20 or $30 higher than what I was buying anyway. So it's not going to be that big of a thing. So I'll just set it up with Chewies and do it on a time thing. And then I'm getting that money back anyway. It was like $122 a bag. I think the last bag I bought him was $70. But that's for like a 25-pound bag. And that supposedly will last about a month. I'm going to give him about 4.5 cups now because he says he's about full size now. So I can cut back from the 6 cups a day to about 4. But I probably do 4.5 since he always seems hungry anyway. And then Courtney, she's got I noticed a lot of discharge coming from her eyes. One eye. She's got a little tumor underneath her eyelid. Benign or whatever, so it's no big deal. It's benign, the right word for no big deal. So they want to take that out, and then we got to get her teeth cleaned. So. And I had to change her food, so hopefully her belly don't go back in mess up mode, because it's not there anymore. So they stopped carrying it, or they stopped making the food I was feeding her. So I got the same brand, which is a Purina nutritional thing for her, but it's gravy canned diet. So last time I tried giving her hard, she just throws it back up now. So feeding her the gravy kind. So some of these will be puppy mentions here. Meow. He is doing his job. I'll get in the trash can. Dang, he's still sending offers on hats. Keep them coming. Keep them coming. If you use Glade plugins or anything with oils, they're toxic to dogs. Yeah, we don't use those. I've asked Jan to bring home some of I like the kind that you pop open and you can set them around the house. I told her to bring some of those home because I'm sure the house smells more like dog with a St. Bernard in the house than without. So, but I'm immune to it, so. Boo, 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 boo. And I asked about the CDG oils or whatever that is. And him and Jan were on the same page going, there's not enough research to show that it actually does anything. But we know how that works. People of science go by scientific methods. So I understand that. But when you got one in the house, happy wife, happy life type of thing, I'm not going to, you know what you're talking about. Okay. So if she wants to go down that road, I told her, well, just keep your eyes open. I mean, we don't want to turn anything away that is a positive. So that is, and she's always open to things anyway. So we'll see. So fingers crossed, pups are on the right path. They should be. You mean Pee-wee, not Vern, right? I went back and changed that. Sweet pups. I can't list anything. Thought it was my PC and tried my laptop. It was the same low speed, go everywhere else on the web and running fast and smooth. Yeah, eBay has been lagging for on and off for the last 5 to 7 days, I'm guessing, for me. I have had issues with eBay duplicating listings, some as much as 10 times. Also, all my listings disappearing and reappearing 3 hours later. Okay, so you take all these things in consideration that's going on, these glitches that we know of, the prices being changed, duplicated listings, not the proper counts that should be. Mine's 3,000 short. If all those can be off, what are the odds that your items, even if they're in their algorithm world, what is the chances, the percentage that algorithm is working perfectly every day, all day, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 52 weeks a year, blah, blah, blah. 20%? Because we know it ain't no 80, 90, 100%. That being said, are we ever going to have consistent sales or consistent days, consistent weeks on eBay ever again? If they can't get the stuff right in our faces correct, the stuff that we can't see, the algorithm, how it works, how screwed up is that? That's what's scary. Because even if it is screwed up just as much as the stuff we see, we're effed. We're just effed. There's no hope at all. Dawson's Diggins. Hey, must be nice. At least you get offers. Oh, here it is. Low-end reseller. What a waste of time. Somebody has to do it, buddy. Otherwise, these platforms would collapse. Shoppers want to buy low-dollar items, so they need to be offered for sale by somebody. That's watching some YouTube videos. Always responding to the clueless. If it's not your thing, don't watch the thing. Then go find your thing. Be happy in your own. I'm happy in my own. It's only flawed for those who get bad feedback. LOL. The feedback flaws. Now the feedback, I guess technically it is only flawed for those who get bad feedback. Because even if you get one, you definitely would be 100% if everybody left you positive feedback who should leave you positive feedback. 1 and 2 wouldn't hurt you at all. So technically correct. If he opens up a padlock, call NASA. Started putting the trash can up on the counter now. How nasty is that? To keep him away from it. He's figured it out. So I got to find a Pee-wee proof trash can. And so this morning he got into the sink. So now he's getting into the sink. And he's about 6 foot tall when he gets up on 2 legs. So he got into the sink today. And carried a glass bowl into his bed. I'm like, no. Do not start this. Do you ever test the media? No. I just guarantee it. And usually without thoughts when it comes to cassettes or records, I just refund. With CDs, I tell them to send them back because usually there's nothing wrong with CDs because I resurface the bad ones. So, someone just left me a negative feedback because he said the price was too high. Then so why did you buy it? And I always say that too. Those people who leave the negatives, that you ask, well, why did you buy it? It's right there. It's exactly. eBay won't reverse it. He asked to cancel it after it was shipped. So that's the way it works. I think I've gotten several where they ask to cancel after it's shipped and they leave negative. So that's a common thing. So that's why I always try to make sure anybody wants to cancel, because it usually always leads to a negative. I put my entire store on sale 50% off last night. No sales overnight. My original list price are all at/below market, meaning I have hundreds of listings sitting at half the fair market value and not a peep. Sometimes it takes about 24 hours for those to all really, they say 48, but usually it takes about 24 hours for the sales to really show up everywhere. So you wouldn't see it unless you clicked on it in a lot of places. So you would just scroll right by it. Plus it takes time because that's going to add to the algorithm too, that your item's on sale. So that's why they kind of say it takes 48 hours to really get into the system on the changes. So if you make a change, you got to go at least over 2 days to really see a change. All right, let's do some shipping. Crap, I did the shipping for Adrian last night and I forgot to print up a scan form. That was my fault. He's gonna go see what that noise was. It's Alex leaving for work. Oh, I just tried to get my seller hub. This is a different page. We looked everywhere. It looks like this page is missing. If you still need help, visit the help pages. So this is me trying to get into my seller hub. And that's a new page. I've never seen that one before. This lady hanging upside down. Totally new page. You see it here first, folks. Let's try again, see if it'll go in the second time. Which it does. Okay, we're going to orders. Let me go take some of these offers. Because I saw a different offer come in for $12 for some jeans. I'll take that. Oh, wait. What did they say first? I saw them say something. Always got to read the fine print. Please consider my counter offer. I am trying to get a few items together for my daughter who is about to start her very first job. These are a little bit long, but I think they can be altered. Have a wonderful day. There you go. what's up? You gonna help me? Or are you just gonna get in my way and be an Atari Space Invader? You're so soft. What? Oh, you got a piece of cardboard stuck to you. You're so soft. This lady at the vet was petting him yesterday. Your face is so soft. And like that ear rub. You don't like the ear medicine. You have to put in his ear. No dog does, though. All right. So it looks like I got 21 hats here with offers. Come on, you know you can't be... No, you can't be... This is what I mean about. Then I have to ignore them to teach them better. So I got 21 hats he's going to buy from me. So I'll take those later. I ain't going to sit there and do these now. Okay. Shipping labels. I don't see you. I got a Posh order. Got these spiked running shoes. These sold for $13. And apparently I'm out of 12 by 6 by 6 boxes. That's all right. I need to order some hat boxes anyway by this weekend. So I'll just order those also. You want to go outside? I can go let you outside if that's what you want. Probably not what you want, though. Probably just want attention. You want to go outside? We will play later. What's up, baby girl? Of course he didn't want out. We will play later. I got works to do. No. Go ahead. Got this book bag. Sold for 20 bucks. Headed to Great Neck, New York. Lay down. Go lay down. So he loves his balls that squeak. Like, he's got some tennis balls they brought. You're not sitting there. Go. Come on. I gave you your apple quill. You'll stop scratching soon. That stuff works. Come on, move. Move. All right. I got to get dominant here, so hold on a second. Move. Go. Go. Move. Go. Move. Move. Go lay down. Go lay down. You know, lay down. Sit. Sit. Good boy. Now go lay down. We'll play later. But, what was I saying? I don't remember now. This box is even too small. This is my biggest freaking box. Maybe I can fold. It's that bottom part though. So maybe fold in it. That'll work. It'll fit better. Four, 3, 16, 12, 6. Chris. All right. So I should be back on my work with me videos today. After I get into my relaxed state. Ooh, we got one going to Japan. Japan back in the house. Dude, I haven't had Canada in quite a while, have I? I used to always have Canadian orders. Those things are just gone, non-existent now. That's not the hat I'm looking for. This is not the hat you're looking for. This is Nestle Purina hat. Sold for $10.50, headed to Dunkirk, New York. These are not the hats you're looking for. I'm not a big Star Wars person, but of course I know that saying. I've watched the first three, the original three, maybe a couple times a piece. I've never seen anything past those when it comes to Star Wars. Never seen Phantom Menace or any of the newer stuff, so it's not my thing. Jeffrey. Next up, we've got a sale. That's those pants being paid for. CC Peniston CD. This is a cheap CD that there's probably hundreds of 200s, 300s of on the site. Sold for $8. Headed to Delray Beach, Florida. So instead of selling for $3 and $5 for free shipping, I get $8 plus shipping. It's a beautiful thing. I wish these people would start having more bulk orders come in. That would be nice. Ooh, that goes up. That must be way down there. Delray Beach. I'm guessing that's down toward the Miami way or something down further. Since the price went up on ground instead of down. Are you swimming? At least he's out of my way. Spirit of New Orleans. CD. Mardi Gras Parade. Sold for $7.18, headed to Prescott, Arizona. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, it was you. I was like, what is that noise? Pushing on the cart. Desert Lounge CD. Elkins Park, Pennsylvania, sold for $5. I think I took offer on a couple of items for $5 this morning already. I'm just like, oh, today's one of those move it days. Move it, gone. $11, offer $5, take it, get it going. Move, move, move. I'm in the let's move it mood today. I guess that's a good thing because then all my hat offers started coming through. So usually sell them to him for $5 a piece. So, and if he's got 21, he'll be over $100 mark today. So that's good. JR. Good old JR. Next up, Alfred Brindle. Brahms CD. Record Club version. I always put the Record Club version when it don't have the barcode and has the BMG or the Columbia House thing on it. Some people don't want them. Some people do want them because they collect every version. Sold for $8.40. Headed to Ashley. God, how can you pronounce A-R-D-S-L-E-Y? Ashley, New York. So I'm sure something's fucking silent there. Look at me cursing today. I'm in one of those moods. I don't know why. I'm just saying whatever. I'm not even filtering my bad words today. Well, I did earlier. I started to say it, then I said F. I'm in that non-censorship mood today. Yeah. I don't know what that means. I'm just talking. We've got some Saucony women's shoes. Headed to Chico, California. That's an actual place. That was just clothes. Chico. Ain't that kind of racist then? Chico. Everything's racist these days, James. Sold for $8.50. Don't you know that? Everything is racist in 2024. Yay! We're all racist. Let's all celebrate. We're all racist in 2024. I hate that because it just devalues the word. It devalues the actual... I thought I bought a bigger size, which I guess is around here somewhere. That's not as big as these. I don't like it when people devalue words that actually have meaning. Maybe that's the plan. Maybe the KKK started this whole thing, calling everything racist, and everybody just jumped on board. Anybody ever think about that? How do you devalue something, you know? You usually devalue it when you want it. Kind of like they did with Mar-a-Lago. I made a comment yesterday, and then I put it on public, or then I censored myself. I'm just like, you know what? I don't want to get into discussion, but my comment was more, I'm like, what do politicians, government officials, heads of corporations, and judges all have in common? They have the power to well, I don't even remember the word I used. They have the power to persuade their way of thinking or something. You know what I mean? And it's true. Like, all those people should be biased, but they're not. And they have the money and or the power to push their agendas, whatever it is, either side. So I go, so you should think about that before you lean left or right, and just be for the we the people party instead of a government party. Because there's a lot of first-time stuff going on in the world right now. Or at least this country, I should say. That's never been seen before. So, curious to see how it plays out for history's sake. Because there's a lot of uncharted ground being walked. And it is showing, in some cases, clear biased power. But yet, it's not illegal. So, because if it was, it would have been shut down a long time ago, you would think. But then there comes that other part of the power involved too. Like, was a judge swayed one way or another, and then he used his power. So that's why I hate government. I just despise government and the justice system. Way before and it's not that I've always been disgusted by it, but I'm fascinated by it now, watching, kind of reading about what's going on and going, how is this happening? If this is this, you know, questions, kind of learning from it, going, okay, if they have the power to do this to somebody who's rich, just think what they can do to us, right? So it's kind of learning from that aspect, going, yeah, free country my ass, right? So it's kind of learning new ways to use the legal system, if you will. We always knew that they could be bought or they could be swayed, but the fact that it seems so out there now, by that I mean that lady who's going after Trump who ran on the platform about getting Trump, right? So it's like all that stuff is just in your face now. So it's like fascinating to me. I'm like learning from it. I go, if they can do that to somebody with money and power who is a CEO or head of corporation, just imagine what I always said. the government's first, and then business people are second. The business people use the loopholes that the government makes. The government uses the loopholes that the government makes. So who's got the upper hand there? The government, because they make their own rules. So, you know, that's why I always stay out of trouble and just learn. And I'm the quiet person in the back of the room studying the situation. So then I can see how best to use it to my advantage. We got this women's affliction shirt. So for $40, headed to Tonawanda, New York. So yeah, curious, just watching, you know, like you hear one side that says something extreme one way, like how is she getting away with this? And then you see the other side, it's the extreme going, like say with the bloodbath statement, taking that out of context. So you see the extreme of both sides going, I hope more people are seeing what the hell's going on here, right? Hopefully more people are waking up, being that it's all so clearly in your face. The agendas are so clearly in your face, right? And with social media now, the agendas can't be as hidden as they were before the internet. Then it was very easy to hide agendas. Just like the whole UFO thing, right? Oh, a weather balloon doesn't exist. You ignore it, it'll go away type of thing. Where now, that's not a thing. So it's similar to that. If you place that over everything else the government does, it's running about the same, kind of running parallel. Like fascinated. Like if the government tries to decline it today, more people than not are going to go, yeah, whatever, and blow off the government, you know, their statement or whatever. So I hope that's happening with actual justice, politics, people who are voted into power across the board, if you will. Hopefully more people are waking up to see that if voting really matters, their vote does matter type of thing. To actually pay attention, don't go with one side or another. Actually pay attention to what the hell's going on type of thing, if you care. If you don't care, then just stay out of it. Like I did my whole life. And I plan on it in the future too, unless it's, like I said, it's a business person running, then I'm voting. Because if you think about it, to me, I've always said a business person will be the outsider. We've had one outsider, and look at the roads that going, whether it's his fault or not, that's still up in the air, right? Because it's all still in courts and stuff like that. But if you just look at what they're doing to him, that's unprecedented. No pun intended. Okay, pun intended. That's never been done before. To an outsider who came into the political world, for me, that woke me up and go, wow. That's going to scare any future CEOs or whatever outsiders coming in and wanting to disrupt a system that's been set in place to work a certain way, to divide the people, et cetera, whatever the case may be, even though he plays into that too. He's not off the hook with me. Don't worry about that. But finding somebody who actually really won't play the system, period. Monaco hat. So for $8 headed to New York. So I'm just fascinated with watching kind of, I have to go with like outside sources when I go read my information. Like I go with like if I look at like a BBC or something that's outside looking in and seeing what they're saying, as opposed to going with like a Fox or a CNN, because they're going to be one way or another. Or if I have to go that route, I read both and then I do research, but usually don't have time for that crap. I'm not that enthralled into it. Like I said, I don't care who the president is. I dictate my life. Nobody else is going to. So, do I have to make changes? Yes. But, you know, either adapt or you die. So, in life as a whole. So, I've always went that route about everything anyway. So, that's why I've never cared who president is. But I've always liked the thought of somebody disrupting the government system. I think that's what that's most ingrained in me. People, it has nothing to do with left or right. It's the fact that somebody was stirring the, causing chaos in the system that was created. I love that. Because I'm not a fan of the system that's created. As most people on both sides are not a fan of. Eric, a viewer, thank you. New York Yankees hat. Head to Fredericktown, Ohio. Sold for $10. So that's why I love to see Trump pick Vivek for vice, because he's business. Like if they both made it, then those two would be the ones I'd be looking at for president, But so I'd really love, man, if he brought him in as vice. Hopefully he does instead of a politician, because that would really be shaking the tree. It's all about shaking the tree for me. Shaking the tree, shaking the tree. And it's funny, if I would have said that, what I just said 6 years ago, I would be crucified for it. That's how many people were so brainwashed. But thankfully, a lot of people see the holes in the system and the control and the manipulations and all that. That I've seen since I was a kid in the system. We've got this women's cool Sunday church hat or whatever. Sold for $20. Headed to Naperville, Illinois. Hey, that's not that far away. I drove there to do a dealer trade once. I don't like the systems. I just play by their rules. But if I can vote for somebody who can break their rules. Before Trump actually won the first time, I was under the impression that voting does not matter. That's why, one other reason why I never voted. Voting don't freaking matter. And then when Trump came up, I'm like, they're not going to let this dude, an outsider, into this government system. The system's not created. This system's created to keep these people out. There's no way Trump is going to actually win. And then when he won, I'm like, well, maybe there is something to voting. Because how the hell did they let him in? Because I was dead set that they were not going to let an outsider into their world. But maybe he played them. Maybe, well, no, because he was saying right out of the gate he was going to drain the swamp, so. And if there are any people who hate Trump who want to attack me for saying this, it's not about Trump as a person, period. It's about a business person going up against a government. That's what I am enthralled into. That's what's pulling me in. Like, I've never voted. I couldn't tell you anybody who was left or right other than what you see today because of it's so in your face. A Biden, and I couldn't tell you which one is which, actually. Is Trump right? Is Republican right? And like, I couldn't tell you which is left or right. Because I don't pay it that close attention. It doesn't matter to me because I don't believe in separation. But I do believe in disrupting the system. I like that. Because if there's politicians going into an office, I don't care. They're politicians. They're just part of that system. So it doesn't matter who wins. That's the way it's always been for me. So I find it fascinating how also too the power of the media, how they were able to sway so many people against one person who was so covered in and looked at in the past, is in hundreds of rap songs, pictures taken with every walk of life across this country, Muhammad Ali, Mike Tyson, everything. But yet they were able to label him as a racist, and people actually believed it and fell into it. I'm like, wow, that is power. When there's clearly pictures of him doing things for black people, if you will, but yet then there's all these other things saying he's a racist. It's like, it's fascinating to me how there's just that power. It's awesome that it can be used like that. But that being said too, I think a lot more have woke up to seeing that abuse of power across the board in the government as a whole. So, which makes me wonder, like, what's next for the country? Because the more and more people see the loopholes or the power or the control, then how long does it take for people to wake up and go, okay, we don't need to be left, we don't need to be right, we need to be a for the people party. Create their own damn party, right? As human beings on this planet who have no power. I am coining that term today, or technically yesterday. We are the We the People party. The people against the government establishment and politicians and the judicial system in this country. Because it's all heavily flawed. Now, do I think anything would ever change? No, because guess what? Any human, almost any human on this planet, when given power, will abuse it one way or another. No matter if you're a politician or if you're a worker or Jack in the Box. You're going to be eating free food here and there. You're going to be abusing the power some way, somehow. So, would it ever change? No. Not with human nature, the way human nature is. So it's fascinating for me to just sit back and watch. Fascinating. Fascinating, I'll say. So yeah, I'm very, very curious and watching to see what happens with the next part of the Trump situation, with the money situation he has to come up with that he apparently can't come up with. So I'm curious to see if they're going to end up taking something from him, or if something's going to happen where he influences his power somehow to one-up them somehow. But it's the government. It's very hard to one-up the government. So I'm watching intently, not too intently, but kind of keeping an eye on it just to see what happens. Don't really care either way. I'm more curious about how it can be done. I like learning about the system and how it can be used to an advantage of someone in power or anybody, period, as a whole. Even fascinates me the low level of being able to take advantage of stuff. Whether that's like food stamps and payment. I mean, that's why so many people have kids. Just so they can get a free paycheck and then they don't raise the kids. So just the whole system as a whole and all the loopholes and advantages that can be taken on both ends fascinate me. But I've never been one to want to use them or abuse them or anything like that. I've always been one who wanted to do my own thing, my own way, and live on my own terms. So nothing else mattered. So St. Martin, Dutch West Indies hat. Headed to Japan. Sold for $15. So I think he's got a week, right? Or something like that, till next Monday or something to come up with that money. I'm surprised he hasn't come up with something. You would think a person in his position with his power would be able to come up with that kind of money. $500 million. But he's got to have enough supporters to say, hey, everybody give me $2 a piece or something, or $10 a piece. But would that even be legal? Is there a loophole for that? And then that money could be used to pay it. So, you know, so it kind of fascinates me to see what could be done. I thought the sneaker thing was going to be his ticket out. I forget how much exactly he made on the sneakers. But I figured that was kind of him thinking ahead, right? Okay, how do I get this money? Well, let's start up this and do this. So I thought he was trying to get ahead of us. I'm kind of a little disappointed in him at this point, anyway, saying he can't come up with that money. So I'm kind of, because you don't want to let the places go, because places only go up in value. And we know that, I mean, it's a clear fact that the Mar-a-Lago was way under appraised by the judge, which is where it comes into play that clearly that judge was biased, in my opinion, because there's no way that's an, what was it, $18 million place? No. So when you got questions like that going, something ain't right here, something's fishy. So that's why I'm surprised he hasn't been able to get somebody to step up and say, here's the money. Some kind of, so that's why I'm intently watching to see what the next move is. Because you wouldn't think somebody of that power would be down and out, right? So, curious. Curiosity. Finally, something I'm intrigued in is watching with the news, quote unquote, trying to find the proper news to watch that gives you the actual facts. Anyway. And like I said, whether he's guilty of something or not, I don't know. I don't care. That's not the point. The point is just kind of watching the power, how the powers work. It's like kind of like why I like watching court cases stuff at times, is just seeing the roads that the lawyers take, how they use the system that has been created for them to their advantage, even when the person's clearly a killer, right? Like, how do they navigate those loopholes and things to get that person off? Fascinating. Fascination. Like, if Trump was guilty and was put in jail, which I don't think he will because he's been an ex-president, but even if that did happen, it wouldn't surprise me, because he's a CEO of a big business. Of course he's done shit wrong. Crap wrong, sorry. But I like the whole power versus power. But of course, as in my theories, the government will always win. So that's why I'm kind of, almost feels like the business person is the little guy, or the underdog in the situation, in the way my perspective is viewing it. So it's like, how is that underdog going to beat the government system? Will they find the loopholes to beat the government system? Or will the government system just create their own new rules? And fascinating. It's fascinating. All right, that is all. Sorry I went on that. Hopefully you guys didn't think that was too political, because it's more about the power trips to me in the day. All right, 1 international today, 2 yesterday. He's going back on his cold floor. I bought him some squeak balls at the store yesterday because he likes squeak balls. And they're branded as being tough. They were called Kongs. Took him 5 minutes to trash them. But yet he still got his tennis ball squeak balls that they brought him. And one other red ball. And I went and tried to squeeze every ball at the pet store, and those were the only ones I found. So I've got to find some squeaky tennis balls that will hold up like the ones that are holding up that he has. So he broke one, and I'm like, oh. So I just picked up all three. It came in a 3-pack, and I just threw them all 3 away. So I don't want him chewing it up and swallowing a piece of it or getting caught in his throat. Boop, 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 boop. All right, we are at 9:13. Let's see where we're at. We are at $121. So we've been starting the day pretty good out of the gate. It just hasn't been hanging around. Another pair of jeans. That's 2 jeans in a row for me. That's odd. And still got all the hats I got to take. Oh, let's see. James, I was looking at your store because you've been putting up some cool stuff. I noticed you were missing some photos. Here they are. I was looking to buy something and I saw in one of your videos. Yeah, some of the old, there was a huge amount of items that the pictures went missing on eBay. And they were all like stock items, stock photos. Because when I would end and sell similar, it wouldn't relist them. I just had to end them. So a lot of them got ended. Probably about 1,000, 2,000 items have been ended that are now lost down here. But now when you end and sell similar, it lets you upload them without the pictures. So when I catch them, I've been going back in and adding pictures. But yeah, there's a lot in there that don't have pictures. But thank you for the update. Yeah, for sure. I know. eBay is a pain in the booty hole. 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 Got some big boxes there. I sold that Laserdisc player I got on a trip for $12 and the non-working one on my vacation. Sold it for $65. So I packed that up last night. So, all right. So yeah, I should have some work with me videos. I think my daily money doubled that day compared to the other days. I've been running about $20 a day, just doing my one video every day with the views that I get. So the day I had 5 was the 19th? No, 18th. I guess that, oh, must be on the wrong month. Oh, I never always forget to scan down. So that would be the 18th here. Okay. $42. So I doubled my money with those 5 videos. Not that that really matters, but I like the fact that they seem to help more people than I thought they did. So just keep commenting on those videos if you like them. Keep hitting that likes up on those because those don't get very many views. So I need all the help I can get on those. Because a lot of people, I guess, thumb them down. I don't know. I'm looking at it now. This is the first time I ever looked at it. Yeah, some of them are like, I need you guys to go to the one that says listing some rare video games on eBay. Click that one up. That one's a low one, 73%. But only 11 likes on that one. All my other ones have 60, 70, 100. One has 25 likes on them. That one only has 11. So I need some likes on that one. And the views are extremely low on that one, probably because it has no likes. So I guess your likes do matter. So please like my videos if you do enjoy them. Clearly does help the channel. I appreciate it. Appreciates it. All right, because at the end of the day, it's just we the people. Us watching out for each other, our neighbors. That's all that matters. And it don't matter who you voted for, as long as you're a good person. Boo-doop, boo-doop. That's it. I'm off. Thanks, everybody, for hanging out, and I will see you all probably later today in some Work With Me videos. Later.